Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I missed this somehow, but the trial of Erin Patterson began last week, and they're in the third day of testifying. Now, if you'll remember, Erin Patterson was the woman who poisoned her relatives. She allegedly tried to kill them. She basically had a dinner for her relatives, which was supposed to include her ex-husband, and she killed his parents and his auntie and seriously almost killed his uncle as well, who spent a lot of time in hospital but did survive. Now, a couple of interesting things came out of this. Now, there was the accusation that she claimed she had cancer in order to get the parents to come. Apparently, she never did that, and she doesn't have cancer, so I don't know where that came from. The other thing that was interesting was they talked to some of her Facebook friends. They had a Facebook group, and it was a very small, intimate group, and she talked a lot about her personal issues there, and they said that she was a super sleuth, that she spent a lot of time focusing on mushrooms and dehydrating mushrooms and in working out ingredients for cooking recipes, and she talked to people a lot about that, and she was going on and on about this new dehydrator and everything, so that was interesting. They said that she said a lot of bad things about her husband, that she said that he was coercive and very difficult to deal with, that he was very religious and she didn't believe in religion. She only went to church because she had to. She was an atheist. That now I could understand if you had to live with a bunch of relatives that are all religious, that you might want to feed them all some mushrooms, but you can't do that. So only a tiny little bit of sympathy for her. For the most part, this came from petty things. Apparently she didn't get an invite to the mother's 70th birthday, and she was pretty upset about that. They ended up insisting that she should have been invited, and she went anyway, but just these little riffs. And there was talk of her having post pregnancy depression and things like that, and arrhythmia and stuff like that. So they're just little things coming out. The husband did testify for 3 days. Now he's finished. He said that she never inquired about the health of his relatives. He never told her, he never updated her, and she never asked. So there are a whole bunch of little things that were interesting, but I think the most interesting thing was the super sleuth part. The idea that she was trying, the allegation that she was trying to work out how to kill these people, and looking at true crime and looking at recipes, and apparently she was slipping mushrooms into everything, and trying to make it undetectable, and just putting it in everything to see if people would find it. So it's just interesting, a lot of things that I think she did it. I think it's fairly clear she did it. And it's interesting to now see how this is going to be proven and all the ways that it's going to show. So I just had to comment on that because I didn't know that the trial had even begun. I've just been a bit distracted with things in the last few days. Interesting. I'm surprised, but not surprised, that she actually was part of a Facebook group and actually talked to people and asked for advice. And you would think if you're planning to kill your relatives, you'd be a bit smarter about it and do all your research independently, and not speak to people personally, people who could then, testify against you, as 3 of her Facebook friends testified against her in court. Interesting, but we'll have more next week. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this whole case. I did wonder where it went a little while ago, because it was just the talk of the world and the nation for a moment there, and then once it sort of went into, we're going to go to trial and all that, everyone just shuts up and goes quiet while they put together their defence and their prosecution and everything, and then they save it all for the theatrics and all that of when they actually start the trial, and then it's all, media barrage and everything, and so now we're all hearing about it now. So we'll see where this goes. Whether it'll be a long case, I don't know, but I don't know. Do I just report some of the big things, or do I just do like a weekly thing? I don't know. I'm going to be watching it either way. I'm going to be watching the news every day to see what happens. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Bye.